Hey everyone, it's Peanut Butter Kong. In this video, I'm going to be describing how I've come very close to hitting gold cap. If you're kind of curious on what I have and how much, I did a video the other day, kind of showing what I have in all my storage chests, how much money I have. I'm not going to focus too much on that in this video. I want this video to be more about how I actually did it, how I think you can make money in New World, and how you could kind of lose money in New World. And I think those are the two big things, obviously, that are going to help you hit gold cap. So we're going to be first kind of focusing on ways that you can make money. And I guess I want to start off something that probably most other YouTubers aren't focusing on is probably the time that you spend in the game. You really don't want to be wasting your time. That's probably the biggest thing. Some interesting things, rather than getting to too many specifics, I think some of you might have some ideas of how to waste time, but just some like nice time savers that I've found are that if you are like a Dex user, you want to know how to sort for weapons when you're looking for stuff or armor. So, for example, the Brigand, it gives Dex and Constitution. I could sort it by everything that gives Dex and Constitution. I could then sort it by gear score. And if I'm looking for something very specific, I could go into heavy armor or something. I could see what's best. I could always add another perk. This is a nice time saver. The attributes thing are definitely useful. So I'll just kind of show you. Look, this is all Dex and Constitution focused. With Dex as a primary attribute and Constitution as a second. If you want full dexterity, you need to go to the Ranger, which is right here, for example. This is obviously weapons. I just clicked on, so you could do this for anything. And you're just getting dexterity attributes. And you could obviously sort for something additionally, like Keen. This will be just a little nice time saver. I feel like not everyone knows about this armor perk, so that's something that'll help you with saving time. And I think a lot of people, when they see a money guide too, they'll maybe start coming up with like spreadsheets and stuff because someone is suggesting flipping items. I don't do that. I have sometimes I remember what I'll buy something for, and so I have an idea that I don't really want to sell it at below where I bought it. But sometimes I just kind of roll with the punches and deal with things. Like for example, I was buying like a ton of infused health potions and Azoth vials, and they basically just became way more common in the game, and I knew I took a hit. So even though the Azoth vials were going lower, I would still be flipping those items, and which kind of brings me to the second moneymaker point that I'm going to discuss a little bit more further on. Is just you should flip items, so basically buy something low and sell something high. I'll explain that a little bit more because it's kind of important with the theory of that to actually make proper money. And I guess the other two big categories of making money is either gathering, which you're going to make nice, consistent money, kind of slowly over time. If you're running in between towns, it's kind of smart to not run on the road, even though you get a speed boost. It's kind of helpful if you run in between the roads. Like, for example, right now I'm in Morningdale. If I run into Restless Shores South, I'm going to get a lot of gathering material, like a lot of hemp, a lot of silkweed, some oats. I'll be able to get some thick hide, which I know is quite valuable. So I'll be able to get a lot of valuable material, and me just like running in between towns because maybe I'm out of Azoth or whatever, I'm just leveling up, is going to really help out. Something that I don't focus on all that much, but just a little bit, is crafting. It's definitely quick money and kind of low time effort, but you definitely have to like sort for stuff that you can find. I've found usually things that are consumables are very usually profitable to sell. So right now, let's just throw off this perk here. But this infused ancient coating, it's selling for 15 bucks. And I'll be a bit curious. I'm like, hey, can I make this infused ancient coating? I know oil is about $1, and then I have to find like a salamander slime or something. And if I understand that these prices are a certain way and I could end up flipping them and crafting something, I could try it. Consumables are usually an area that things that people constantly need, so you usually should be able to make money with it, but by no means it's a guarantee. And one of the last large categories that I think is really profitable is knowing prices of gear. I've been really bad at this in the past, honestly, and just started making a decent chunk of money from selling gear. But basically, knowing what perks people want. These perks are totally going to change over time. But for example, if you have a weapon, a lot of weapons, it makes sense to have the enchanted perk on because you're doing extra damage with your weapon. Obviously, that's pretty nice. So you can see the enchanted perk. You could sort by something with enchanted, and maybe you'd also want for like keen and vicious, or rogue, or something, or you have to kind of figure out the perks that people are desiring, and sometimes it helps sorting by gear score and stuff like this to figure out how much your item's worth, especially if you think it's worth a lot of money. But if you know it's not worth that much, honestly, I kind of recommend going back to this time point and not wasting too much time by like trying to maximize your price of your gear to the very best level it could be. Just sometimes list it for what you think is semi-reasonable once you start getting a feel of it, rather than like constantly checking the prices for your gear, because it'll be a huge time suck, and that's something that you want to avoid. Finally, probably the big money maker is flipping items. One is flipping items is generally always going to be valuable because there is a max amount of buy and sell orders that are allowed. I almost always have maximum buy and sell orders. I actually just took one off for this video just because I'll be able to show you guys some more stuff. But effectively, when you go to flip items, you're basically trying to find things that are either a combination of they sell a ton, so there's like maximum volume in something that you're buying and like reselling, or there's a huge difference between the buy and sell order prices, like mainly a percent difference. That's generally what you want to see. So something has like a 30 or 40% price difference, or sometimes you even could like triple your money on items in this game. That's totally possible, or 10 times your money on some random stuff. This is something that I totally look out for and do on a pretty consistent basis, and you'd be surprised on some things that have like giant price differences between buy and sell orders. Like I could probably even look at platinum bands, a great example. Someone's trying to sell it for $18 and there's even no buy orders. So I could stick one in for like 0.5, or if I really wanted to try to flip something a bit more aggressively and get good volume, I'll actually even throw in a semi-decent offer, even though I'm just reselling it and there's no buy orders, just to kind of entice the people that are selling it up here. But you do have to know the cost of the raw materials too, so you don't get bit by the butt by accidentally overpaying. So just a little word of caution on that front. And I'd also kind of like to point out, like here, I'll even kind of show you platinum band, or else just let's pick out. Yeah, I'm gonna do platinum band. That's fine. Or actually, I'll pick out something that a lot of people will be a bit more familiar with. Garlic. Garlic, for those of you who don't know, tends to be quite expensive on most servers because there's very limited plants that will drop garlic, and it's very situational. As a result, there's not much garlic on the market. So if I were to try to place a buy order for like 10,000 garlic, that would be absolutely dumb because there isn't 10,000 garlic reasonably available in any given period of time, and you're going to drop a huge amount of money in taxes associated with crazy buy orders. And besides taxes, it also will tie up way too much money at any particular period of time. So you really want to avoid that as well. So the taxes are extremely important when flipping items in that aspect. And also, I only flip items in the lowest tax town. So right now, for me, that's Morningdale. And let's just go to another town on my server, Cutlass Keys. They're charging max taxes, which is just insane. Do not ever buy and sell an item in a town like this. You'll get absolutely destroyed. And let's just go to a more semi-reasonable town, 6% trading tax. Really far from ideal, especially considering the minimum on my server is 2.5%. So basically, I could buy and sell something for the fee of for even less than a fee of just like a buy order or a sell order in this town, in Windsward. And it's popular, and people kind of know it's popular, and people end up using it. So really try to be careful. I would not be shocked if you see a lot of this stuff on your server as well, where people are not giving the best trading taxes. Try to find the best one. Hopefully there's at least a company on your server that's trying to compete with lower fees on the crafting, refining fees, and trading taxes. These are going to make an absolutely big difference and will allow you to flip a lot of items. Like, for example, I like to kind of... here's an example of something that's kind of pricey and has good volume and a nice price difference between. So you can see ironwood planks. And we're going to use round numbers for a second. So $10 and $13 on the buy and sell order. That's about a 30% difference. And this is a very commonly traded item, which is odd seeing this price difference, and it really shouldn't exist. So this is like a very prime candidate to flip an item on. At the moment, for me, this will totally change throughout the days, and sometimes you can't always flip ironwood planks. I just move on from item to item. There's really no exact item that's like the best, because someone else will catch on to it and do exactly what you're doing, and the spread will be gone, and then there'll be very little point in trying to flip ironwood planks at a potential future date. But right now, this is kind of like a prime candidate to flip. Very popular item that people trade, and quite a large price difference. So 30% for anyone in finance. If you could make like 30% in a day even, and do that for like a week or two, you're going to make a huge amount of money. And the thing that's great about this is I could stick in like, I don't know, a $10,000 order at this time and try to flip it. And I'm making, like, let's just say $3K on my buy and sell order for this one item as a market order. So that's kind of nice. And I also recommend that you try, once you start approaching gold cap, make sure you leave a lot of room to start like storing items, and storage chests are valuable, so you don't actually hit gold cap and have a bunch of money basically go down the drain. If you guys kind of follow that make money thing, I think you will get there. The second big part of this whole money making process or having max gold is really avoiding losing money. I definitely see people make a lot of mistakes like this, so even a player who might have similar play time as me or making above average amount of money, they still feel like they're really poor. And there's some big mistakes I think that you could probably avoid, so you could be on your way towards getting max gold. And just to stay tuned for part 2. I'll link it at the end of this video. And thanks for watching till the end. See you next video.